Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing Thorens' awesome direct drive turntable, their TD402 DD. Now Thorens likes to help with model numbers to delineate what's going on. Obviously the 4 in the number, so TD Thorens 4 is implying equality. They do a 2, obviously the 4 is better. They also, at the end, start to put things like A for automatic, this being a direct drive DD. This also has a phono preamp on board and some other features, but pretty much we're going to have a good look at this awesome looking piece of kit. Okay, Thorens packaging. It's only two-tone, classic brown box with a reddy brown printing. We've got model and serial number information on the end with scannable codes for serial numbers, etc. Big Thorens logo, and then an emulation of the model and serial number on the other side. It's held closed with classic clear packing tape. Opening that, really easy. Simple nick, and we start the process. Now, as we open it, we reveal that there is an inner carton, full colour, and the outside carton is designed to be more of a freight carton for courier stickers and things. It also, of course, adds a significant amount of protection for freight. Getting rid of that, pretty straightforward. Now at the base of the unit we've got an awesome red Thorens logo. Emulation of model and serial number along with some photographs of what we expect to see and the features associated with the back of the unit. Again, colour and a photograph of the turntable itself. Now this means of course it's very retail friendly as far as sitting these in stacks or on display. So it's nice to see that they've added a little bit of colour and flair to this product. Opening this part, again, really easy because it's only held with packing tape. Now the top of the box is protected, and the equipment in is protected with a little bit of cardboard to stop potentially a knife drag across it. So that's a nice little feature. Getting rid of that. And we start to reveal some of the bits and pieces, this being the Perspex lid. It's protected with one of those sort of semi-soft bags. It's got a couple of little rubber stoppers for the front and notches at the back for the hinges. And there's a slight tint to it as well. Okay. Now next layer, we've got a full instruction and assembly guide, all of those things in there, full colour. We've got another layer of accessories. This one being the rubber mat. It's sellotaped to a piece of cardboard to hold it in the freight. So the first thing you need to do is remove it off that cardboard and then open the bag itself. Now as always when I unbox turntables, please hang around for the photographs at the end. I'll sort of semi-assemble it so you get an understanding of how all these bits and pieces go together. Nevertheless, there is the rubber mat, and it's embossed with a Thorens logo. Next layer, some cardboard which has actually held in place some of the accessories taped out of the road in the cardboard packaging. There is a bubble wrap bag. We have a large, heavy wall wart or power supply, traditional RCA plugs with an earth strap, gold plated, basic instructions on how to select the correct plug and socket for the power pack, and then all of the plugs and sockets that you will ever require. So there's a couple for all sorts of regions and voltages. We don't need any of those. We'll just concentrate on the one for New Zealand. Now the power pack's kind of cool. You can fold this out and plug it directly into the wall, or fold it up and then use this clip adapter which firmly goes into place so that it will operate neatly and nicely in New Zealand voltage. It is a traditional sort of coax plug, and the power supply itself is 24 volts, about 1.5 amps. Having a look again as we see some of the packaging, the easiest at this point is to lift the turntable out, placing it on its edge and getting the heavy part that is separate, which of course is the platter, out of the main solid box. Pausing and just kind of having a look at this platter. Okay. Now this has a plastic bag and is the same size and shape as the ones utilised by Thorens for their belt drive turntables, which is why you've got an inner pulley and the holes associated with getting the rubber belt back over the motor. It's also got a stabilising ring. Now that adds a little bit of mass but also reduces vibration of the metal platter. Now back to the turntable itself. Firstly, you'll see within the polystyrene, now that it's out of its box, you'll see some of the accessories housed in place. So removing the polystyrene edges and then nicking the sellotape to gain access to the accessories and other things you'll require. The first is of course the counterweight. Then probably the most important, the headshell itself. Now this is one of Audio-Technica's new AT VM95 E's, a very, very popular elliptical stylus and cartridge. It's pre-fitted and it's as easy as snapping it in. And again, hang around, we'll do some assembly for you. The last thing in this side is one of the hinges for the perspex lid. Okay. Now on the other side we've got two little sort of sections for accessories, again some nicks to get access to them. The first is a 45 adapter. Now you'll keep it, you'll put it in a drawer somewhere like everybody else, but I'd almost guarantee you'll never use it. And then last of all we've got the last bracket for the other half of the perspex lid. The turntable itself has an oversized plastic bag that's just sort of sitting over the top. Then there is the sort of soft polystyrene edge, polypaper I guess, polypaper, yeah, over both edges to protect the high gloss surface. And then a beautiful soft fabric to ensure any gloss finish is preserved in freight, and everything is fingerprint free when you first unbox it. Now looking at the turntable for the first time, we see that this is in a beautiful walnut finish. We see the Thorens logo at the front, and tilting it forward we see the direct drive motor for the first time, as well as some basic functions associated with changing of speed between 33 and 45. You've also got a basic start-stop. Now this is not an automatic turntable, it has a stop function, so when it comes to the end of the record it will come to a stop. It won't raise the arm, it won't return it back to where it is, but it will stop the platter from turning and preserve your stylus. That feature's kind of cool because it benefits from all of the advantages of leaving a manual turntable and arm with none of the sort of mousetrap approaches that happens with automatic turntables and some of the aggressive mechanics that go with it. But it also means that it will come to a stop. The music will stop and it gives you an opportunity to lift the arm, return it and change the side or change the record. Looking at the unit from the side, we see its new carbon fibre arm. Now this is held in place with a oversized twist tie, so that's very straightforward to remove. There is a clip also holding it, and to stop any potential for scratching or damaging in freight, that arm is preserved with a little bit of sort of a sticky tape to stop that from rubbing in transit. You can see here a very simple raise and lower, the ability to change the anti-skate, and of course where we are going to assemble it. Looking at the back, we see some of the features that I've implied. The first is the ability to turn it on and off via a switch, and of course add the power supply input. The second switch is the ability to turn on and off the automatic function. You can leave this as a completely manual turntable if you want, or set it so that it will automatically stop. It's nice that you've got the ability to take control of that if required. The next switch relates to the output, because this has the ability to either have a through or a phono output, or an equalization to boost the gain and make it more connective to some of the perhaps active speakers, or an amplifier with no phono preamp on board. The outputs are traditional RCA, gold plated, and there's a good substantial ground off to one side. There's an emulation of the model number at the back as well, screen printed with the Thorens logo. Pausing and having a look at the base, we see that Thorens haven't scrimped on some of the vital isolation elements of this product, with some really good rubber feet, brilliantly isolated, designed to of course hold this and preserve it on the surface, stop any vibration either down from the turntable onto the surface, or any acoustic vibration travelling up. Assembling it is really easy. The first thing is we just add the platter and just very carefully lower it over the centre spindle. There is no belt of course, and so it's as easy as that as far as getting it to operate. The rubber mat, then the headshell clips in place. Now I would typically leave this stylus guard on until you're ready to play. That clips in place very easily, and it starts now to look much more like a turntable. The counterweight is fitted very easily, and I'd recommend, although it's pretty straightforward to get the balance right, balance it and then add the counterweight. With some of the cheaper electronic scales now available, that's something that I would typically recommend as an investment. I know you're not going to use it all the time, but the accuracy of it and the ease of being able to get the most out of the counterweight and tracking force, that digital scale is probably a good investment. And again, they're not that expensive. As far as the next step in adding the lid, I would generally recommend that the brackets are fitted to the Perspex lid and then clipped in place. The brackets themselves are quite firm. They're hard, sort of squeezed in place. Oh, round this way. They're squeezing the Perspex lid to hold it firmly, and with that of course you can see the efforts I'm making to try and get it in. Means it won't come off, I guess. Do it again. There we go. Now once those are in place, it's very straightforward to slide it in, and away we go. So there we have it. Thorens TD 402DD, direct drive turntable. Brilliant auto stop functions, excellent sound, equalization on and off, all of the things that you would need. So very proudly unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.